The purpose of this video is to orient you to the simulation mannequin at Southwest Medical Center and how to turn on the mannequin and the associated patient monitor and laptop that runs the mannequin, how to run a scenario, and how to shut everything down. So our simulator at Southwest Medical Center is our Laerdal 3G SimMan simulator. We're going to start this process by turning on the simulator first. The power button for the simulator is located on the left-hand side of the mannequin, here beneath this flap. You're going to open up the flap and the power button is right here. You should see a green light that indicates that it's charging. The cable is plugged in. You can leave that plugged in during your simulation. Press the power button one time. You'll see the battery button, the battery light illuminate in orange, and then you'll see the power button illuminate as well. Okay, the mannequin is now going through the process of turning on, and while we're waiting for that, we're going to go into our control room. In our control room, we have our laptop that controls the mannequin itself. The power button for this is on the left-hand side above the keyboard. You're just going to hit the power button. While we're waiting for that to boot up, we're going to go back into the lab and turn on our patient monitor, which is located on the wall. The power button for the patient monitor is on the left-hand side of the monitor. Okay? So while we're waiting for that to power on, we'll go back into our control room, and our laptop is booting up. When the laptop boots up for the first time, you'll see an image on the screen. What you need to do is place your finger, it is a touch screen, place your finger on the screen, scroll up. May take you a time or two to get it. Oh, there we go. And you'll get this screen, which is the screen where you enter your password. The password is SimUser with a capital S and a capital U. So capital S, I, M, capital U, S, E, R. And you'll click over here, and that'll log us in. This is what our desktop screen looks like. Now, you may get an error message here saying OneDrive isn't signed in. Just go ahead and cancel out of that or hit close. What's happening in the background now is that our Leap software application is loading. So while we wait for that, we'll go back into the lab and we'll log into our patient monitor. So our patient monitor has booted up. We have the same lock screen here, so we're going to press, scroll up with our finger on the screen. It is a touch screen. Same password, SimUser, capital. When we click into the password box, we'll get this on-screen keyboard that we'll be using to type in our password. So capital S, I, M, capital U, S, E, R, SimUser. Click the box, and that will begin loading the software for the patient monitor. Then we'll go back into our control room again. And since we've been away, our Leap application, which runs our simulator, has launched. If for any reason you don't see this when you come back in here, the shortcut to launch this is here on the bottom of the toolbar, okay? But you should see this. After you've entered your password, it will automatically launch the Leap software. So to open up Leap, we're going to go into this area here, the left-hand side of the screen, and click on Leap. All right. That is going to begin the process of the Leap software connecting to our mannequin and to our patient monitor. So it's going to load. You're going to see this screen, which is going to ask you to select a simulator. Because we turned on the SimMan simulator, it should automatically connect to the simulator and to the debriefing system. And it's going to go ahead and do that now. It may take just a few seconds for that to happen. Okay, once it's successfully connected to your mannequin and to your debriefing system, you will see this screen, run a session. You want to click on automatic mode, which is this area here on the right. Okay, click into automatic mode, and you're going to see this screen. You're then going to click on Browse in the upper left-hand corner, and you're going to browse to the scenarios that you're going to be using. The quickest way to find those scenario files is to go directly into the SimMan 3G folder, and you will see here ED Nurse Residency Simulations. Double click there, and these are all the simulations. I believe you're going to be doing the COPD simulation, and I think also the MTP simulation. So that MTP would be here, COPD would be here. So in this example, we're just going to use COPD, so you're going to double click. That is going to load the scenario. You're going to go ahead and click OK. And while that's loading, one last time, we're going to go back into the lab and we're going to launch the patient monitor software. So patient monitor is located right here on this screen. Just click the button for patient monitor, and that will launch our patient monitor. We're going to go back into our control room while the patient monitor software is loading. We should, now that we've selected a scenario, we'll see this screen. It says this session is not started yet. Start session or edit before starting. Click on edit before starting. All right. You're going to do a couple of things at this point. Down here in the lower right hand corner, you're going to click on this icon. It looks like a couple of thought bubbles. That is going to turn on your microphone. You may hear that echo. If you do, what you want to do is come right over to your microphone, click the button that has the little microphone with a slash through it, and click that. That's going to turn off the microphone itself on the headset. Click it again to turn it on. Click it again to turn it off. The red light means that the students cannot hear you. If you're running a simulation and they can't hear you through the mannequin, make sure that you turn the light off before you speak. So we see that we've got our green light illuminated over here, which means that our microphone is on. We see our controls for our scenario, and we're going to go ahead and click play so the mannequin will have pulses, be breathing, so that when we orient our students to the mannequin, all of that is actually happening. We're going to go back into here again, and we have clicked on patient monitor, and this is where we're going to tell it which simulator to connect to. So we're going to click on SimMan 3G should be the only simulator that's listed here. So it says Laerdal patient monitor, select simulator to connect patient monitor to. Go ahead and click on SimMan. Now it's connecting to the monitor, to the simulator rather. Okay, the last thing you need to do with the patient monitor before you start a scenario is you need to come over here, click on blood pressure cuff, click it one more time. It's going to bring up your menu. You want to set this from repetition time, you want to set to 1 minute. And auto or manual, you want to click on manual to select auto. That means it will automatically cycle your blood pressure every minute. Click out of that screen. Last but not least, come over here to T Perry, which is our temperature. You want to turn that on. Okay? Everything else will turn on automatically when the students touch the ECG or the SpO2. Those values will populate automatically. Just a reminder, as you're orienting the students to the patient monitor, you want to show them right here where they can click to get into their labs. They can see their lab values or their radiology files there, okay? Just remind them that that's where they go to see all that information. All right, at this point, the patient monitor is ready to go. The simulator itself is on. The lungs are expanding so they can see the chest rising and falling. They'll be able to find pulses, so at this point you can orient them to the mannequin. Now, when you're ready to begin the scenario, you're obviously going to close the door and turn out the light in your control room. You're going to come over here, and one thing that I've done is mute the microphone here on the laptop, okay? This button here. If you click it, now I'll hear an echo. What I'm hearing is the microphone on the mannequin picking up my voice and that coming out through this speaker here. You want to make sure that you unmute this during the simulation so you can hear the students in the lab. while you're orienting them to the mannequin and setting everything up, I would mute this, and if you click it one time, it'll change to an amber color. That mutes that speaker, so you're not going to have that feedback, that echo while you're trying to orient them to the mannequin. All right, so we're in our control room. We're getting ready to run our scenario. We're going to turn our light out. We're going to turn our microphone on. Okay, click the button. We're going to turn our speaker on so we can hear those students in there. And for the purpose of this video, I'm going to go ahead and mute that now so we don't have that echo. But you would leave both of those things on. All right, so to run our scenario, we're going to be doing all of the running through the different steps of the scenario on the left-hand side of the screen here. So you're going to see your different states in your scenario. The state that's running, if you need to see which one is running, click on Events. And right here at the top, it's going to show you which state is currently running. But you really want to stay in theme control. The one that's highlighted is going to be running. To move to the next state, you click the state itself and click Activate. Okay? You can click these in any order you want. You can go backwards, you can go forwards, but that's how you're going to get between those different states. If you need to, you can refer to your paper copy with the scenario flowchart on it to see which vitals are in which state, or you can just click into the state itself and see here that it'll show you what the vital values are included in that state. The state that's running is going to be the state that has the white arrow on the left-hand side of the gray rectangle. Okay? When you're ready to advance to a different state, just remember, click Activate. It'll take you to that state. There are your patient monitor, and those values will be the same values that are going to be on your patient monitor in the lab. And that is really it as far as running through the scenario. When you're done with the scenario, you're going to click this little button here, which says Restart Session. Okay, it's this button here. So you're going to click that. It's going to bring this up. It's going to say you're about to restart a session. This will discard the current log and any video files. If you cancel and choose debrief, the log and video files can be saved. Do you wish to continue? Yes. So go ahead and click OK. If we can get, there we go. Click OK. And what that is going to do is that's going to restart the LEAP software and take you back to where we were at the beginning of this first scenario and give you the opportunity to choose another scenario file. So we're going to go to my apologies. This actually is just going to restart the same scenario. So that is what you would do if you wanted to restart the same scenario. If you want to choose a different scenario, what you're actually going to do, instead of clicking the Restart Session scenario, you're going to click End Session. So you're going to click that. All right, that's going to bring up this box. This now is what you're going to click on is Discard Result and Start New. That then is going to allow you to choose a different scenario. Okay, so run a session. So we just did COPD, I believe, or now we're going to do MTP. So we're going to click on Automatic Mode and come up here to Browse, and we're going to browse to our scenario file. So remember SimMan 3G, ED Nurse Residency Simulations, and then we'll choose our file. So MTP, we'll do MTP this time. It's going to bring up this screen. Go ahead and click OK. That's going to load that scenario in the LEAP software. Might take a couple of seconds. Remember, click Edit before starting. And what you're going to want to do here is you're going to want to turn on your microphone in the lower left-hand corner so that the students can hear you. Okay, you're going to turn that on. You're going to make sure that your speaker in the control room is muted until you're ready to start the scenario. And you're going to go ahead and click Play over here so that you have vitals and the mannequin running, and you can orient the students to the mannequin. Now, when you start a second scenario, you will have to come back into the lab and go through the same steps that we did earlier for setting the repetition time on the blood pressure cuff. So change it from 2 minutes to 1 minute. Change it from from manual to auto. Come up here, click out of that, and come over to our temperature. and turn our temperature on. There we go. Again, remember to remind them the lab files they can access by clicking these right-hand arrows to see their images and their labs. The rest of this will populate once they touch the screen during the scenario. Okay, so you are ready to start your scenario. You're going to come back in here to the control room. You're going to close the door. You're going to unmute your speaker so you can hear what's going on in there, and you're going to unmute your microphone so you can speak as the patient. All right? So that is how to run the scenarios. At this point, what you're going to want to do is shut everything down so you've finished with your scenarios. You're ready to go into your final debrief, and what you're going to do is click the stop button again, and this time instead of saying discard result and start new, you're going to click discard result and exit. You do that, it's going to bring this screen up, and it's asking you what you want to shut down. So it will select for you automatically, or it should at least, this radio button, exit, leap, and shut down both the simulator and any connected patient monitor PCs. If either of these boxes are not checked, go ahead and make sure they are checked. And what this is going to do for you is this is going to shut down our simulator and our patient monitor on the wall. So the patient monitor is shutting down, the simulator is going to be shutting down as well. It will not shut down this laptop, so you're going to need to come in and shut this down. So just come down to the start menu, click start, click on the power button there, and click shut down. Okay? That's going to shut that down. If you have any questions about this, if any of these steps, you might get this error screen. It says a couple of apps are running. Just say go ahead and shut down anyway. It won't hurt anything. All right, that's it. If you have any questions at all about how to run this, please call me on my cell phone, and I will be happy to help you troubleshoot. Good luck.